This will be a two-part lecture on what public goods are and why public goods are a type of market failure. So in this first part of this two-part lecture, we'll be looking at the characteristics of what a public good actually is. Okay, so a public good has two key characteristics. It is non-rivalrous and it is also non-excludable. Okay, so let's break down these two concepts. So what does it mean by non-excludable or non-rivalrous to start off with? So non-rivalrous means that the use of the good by one person does not reduce the quantity available for the next. And so what this means is that if we look at demand supply analysis, the quantity of the public good is infinite. And so if we look back at a private good, we can see the supply is finite and the demand is also finite. So at the equilibrium point, only so many people at Q1 could enjoy the good at price P1. And so people all the way here, they aren't going to derive any benefit from this good at all, because they're not going to be able to produce it because supply is only at Q1. But what a public good is that there is an infinite quantity available for consumption. So for example, this would be, say, street light. So you have a lamp outside which is shining pretty bright, and a person, that's a pretty dodgy lamp. I must say, I'm not an artist, but just assume that that is a lamp and you have people walking past. This person consuming the light of that lamp would not exclude this person from consuming the light of that lamp concurrently. And so that's what it means by non-rivalrous. It's that the use of the good by one person, so in this case this person using the light of this lamp, does not exclude or reduce the quantity available for the next person. So you can't just use up all the light, because light can be consumed by an infinite amount of people. Let's get rid of that dodgy drawing. Okay, so the second quality factor is that it is non-excludable. And what this means is that it is impossible to prevent someone from using it. So coming back to this idea of street lamps, you have a lamp again. Hopefully this is a better drawing. I think so myself. Okay, so you have a lamp, and then you have someone here, and he pays $10 to use this lamp every day. But then you have someone who walks by this lamp, and this person pays $0. How is it possible to exclude this person from using the light of this lamp? It isn't. And it's too hard to determine whether this person's paid for this lamp or not. And so this comes down to the concept that public goods are also non-excludable as well. And so that once the good is provided for, it is impossible to prevent anyone from benefiting from it. So it is impossible to prevent someone from using it and benefiting from it. Okay, so why is this a problem in the free market? This basically underlies the concept that public goods are often, if not in most cases, without government production, they are, in every sense of the word, not produced. And this is because we have to come back to the concept that producers seek to maximize profits. So let's say this producer is thinking of entering the market for street lamps. Okay, so my lamps are getting a little bit better. So they're thinking about entering the market for street lamps. The street lamps cost, say, $100 to build. But how is it possible to exclude anyone from using this street lamps? And how is it possible to charge people for using the light in the street lamps? Well, firstly, it's impossible. And so producers, because they seek to maximize profits, they will not produce public goods because it is unprofitable. So it is unprofitable. So therefore, there is no incentive for anyone to pay for the good, and therefore it will be undersupplied. So public goods are undersupplied. And even though having a street lamp is a necessity, it will be undersupplied by the operations of a free and competitive market compared to a socially effective one. So the market in this case trades off social efficiency versus private benefits. So the private benefit of actually producing this lamp would be nigh on zero, because you can't profit from it and you can't charge people from using street lamps. But the social efficiency for this lamp approaches whatever we value. So the marginal benefit or the total surplus of using this lamp. So that's the reason why public goods don't produce. And this comes back to the overriding concept of how we talk about the free rider problem. So what we've been talking about, non-excludable goods, non-rivalrous goods, is the concept of the free rider problem. And the formal definition of this is that it occurs when a good or service is provided for but payment for this good or service is near on impossible to receive or impose, because it is very difficult to extract the benefit. So because it is difficult to extract those who use or benefit from it. So this is what the free rider problem is, and the free rider problem directly relates to the underproduction or the non-production of public goods in the free market. So it occurs when a good or service is provided for, but payment for this good or service is near on impossible to receive or impose, because it is difficult to extract those who use or benefit from the product. And so we've talked about examples of street lights, lighthouses, some roads, so some local roads, and also without patents, even medicine. But now this is overcome. This idea of medicine is actually overcome by patents. So that's a way of overcoming this public good problem. Okay, so this is an introduction to what public goods is. In the next lecture, we'll be talking about how the government seeks to actually minimize or mitigate this problem of the underproduction of public goods.